you very much indeed, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I very much welcome this budget and this spending review, and were my friend, the Right Honourable Member, the Chief Secretary of the Treasury, in his seat, I would be able to extend to him my warm congratulations, as I do to his new Treasury colleague, for taking their places in such a fine department, but also at such a difficult moment. And I think to have delivered a spending review as a new Chief Secretary is a phenomenal achievement, and I congratulate him, as I congratulate the Chancellor, on that. Amongst the many good measures that were in the spending review and in the budget, I would particularly single out, as many colleagues have across these benches, the rise to the national living wage, the reduction in the taper on universal credit, and I think the great emphasis that it placed on education and skills as the key to levelling up. And I would remind all colleagues who will know this, and none more than the chair of the Select Committee behind me, that education and skills are at the core of all of the regeneration that we've seen, not just in this country over the years, but actually around the world. And even more than infrastructure, those are more positively correlated with economic growth and economic development, and therefore I very much welcome it. There is one area which I want to focus on, however, Mr. Deputy Speaker, where I do have a concern that the budget and the spending review did not go far enough. May appear to be a parochial constituency interest of mine, but actually it is an issue of national importance. And this is in the plans that we requested support for the River Wye. The River Wye is a priceless national asset. Many, many members of this House will have visited it in Wales, will have visited it in Herefordshire, and seen its flow all the way down to the Severn. And they will have seen this extraordinary national asset, and they will have seen the impact that it has locally, not just the environmental richness it brings with it, but also the impact, the strength it brings to tourism, to economic development, and its central place in the nation's cultural history. It's easily forgotten that the idea of the picturesque, indeed of domestic tourism in this country, comes from visits to the Wye Valley taken at the end of the 18th century, most notably by Admiral Nelson. And it was that that put this idea of tourism and the idea of the picturesque on the map, and that is the historic reason why the Wye is so central to the way we understand ourselves as regards the natural environment and our countryside. But as it winds its way through Hay to the west of my constituency, Hereford right at the centre of it, of course, and economically and culturally, and down to Ross on Wye, I would say that this priceless asset is being undermined by dreadful phosphate pollution. And we must be perfectly clear about that it is being undermined by sewage discharges, which we have seen discussed in this House, but also by significant levels of embedded phosphate, that is, animal waste on fields which have run off. Now, we do not know the full scale of this. The best estimates appear to be that about 65% of the problem is embedded phosphate, 25% is discharge, and then there is a further component provided because of the impact of chicken litter recently. We need to know what the answers to that are. We need to have a plan that addresses them. And that plan, uniquely, I think, for major rivers in this country, needs to operate across border, because we have a large chunk of the River Wye which is in Wales. And one thing that has struck me most clearly in campaigning on this issue over the last year and a half has been the way in which the agencies have not been adequately talking to each other. That's Natural Resources Wales, that's Natural England, and the Environment Agency. They have not been talking with each other, and therefore we put to the Chief Secretary, and of course ultimately to DEFRA and to MHCLG, the idea of a cross-border, cross-agency, single strategy focused on a long-term approach to address this issue of phosphate pollution in the Wye. And it is a priceless opportunity for this country because, of course, and for the government, because at relatively little cost, through a degree of investment in measuring and in enforcement, through a degree of constructive thinking about the long-term regulatory environment in which water discharges are to be managed along the Wye Valley Basin, and of course through the recruitment of citizen energies, which are already very active and vigorous at the moment up and down the Wye, a great opportunity exists to bring these different resources together in a single coordinated plan led by government with the support of the Welsh Government, which I'm afraid has been conspicuously lacking on this issue so far. And I think that gives us a national opportunity to bring an end to this scourge of pollution and to restore this priceless, gorgeous, wonderful natural asset to its pristine glory.